Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us start the third unit of mathematics 1. So in this lecture, we will be starting the third unit, guys. Okay. So the unit name is differential calculus. In this unit also, we are having very minimal topics, guys. Okay. So firstly, let us go through the introduction. Then we will be moving on to the Rolle's theorem, guys. Okay. Yes. So the first statements, these are the free statements which you should need to remember, guys. Okay. So every polynomial equation is continuous function. Every trigonometric function is also a continuous function. Every exponential function is also a continuous function. Every logarithmic function is also a continuous function. Every polynomial equation is differentiable function also. Every trigonometric function except tan pi by 2, cot 0 and cos 0 and sec 90 are differentiable. So except these all, any others are differentiable. Every exponential functions is differentiable. Okay. Yes. Okay, so the reason why I told you the statements is nothing but in theorems like Rolle's theorem, Lagrange's theorem, we are having multiple theorems, guys. So in that, based on this function, you should check whether it is continuous or not first of all, because if it is not continuous, there is no need to apply the following steps. So that is the reason why you need to check first of all. Okay, yes. So let us start with the first method, that is nothing but Rolle's theorem, guys. I'm not going to explain the theorem, guys, because it's just like theory. You can just read it once and you can understand and you can write, guys, because there is nothing much to explain in it. Okay, so the theorem is written in my short notes, guys. Okay, yes, so it will be in this way. So basically I will just giving you an overview here so that you can just go through it once. Okay, just give me a second, guys. I'm opening the book. Okay. Okay, so basically in this way you will be having it. So state and prove the Rolle's theorem. So if f, I think the book is clear, right? Yes. So if f of x is a function defined in between a and b such that f of x is continuous and differentiable. So this is the reason why I told you. And similarly f of a is equals to f of b, then there exists at least one point between a and b. Okay, such that f dash of c is equals to 0. Okay, so you can just go through the proof. So here we'll be assuming two variables, and based on those variables you'll be finding the f dash values, f dash of x and f dash of c. Okay, then you'll be writing the second case and you'll be solving it, guys. Okay, so you can just go through it, guys, because there is nothing much to explain in it, so you can just go through it. Okay, yes. So once you understood the theorem, so you are clear with the theorem, right? Okay, so now let us go through an example. Okay, so f of x is equals to x square minus 2x minus 3, and he gave the values as minus 1 and 3. The first question is this continuous? So instead of doing the continuous, whether it is continuous or not and differentiable or not, we can directly say, because it is a polynomial function, right? So in the initial stages I told you polynomial functions are both continuous and differentiable. Okay, so now let us differentiate it with respect to x. So f dash of x is equals to 2x minus 2, and let us substitute the c value. Okay, so f dash of c is equals to 2c minus 2. So here what is the condition, guys? So if f of x is continuous and if these two are satisfied, so now you need to check f of a is equals to f of b. That is nothing but substitute this minus 1 here and this one, this 3 also here. So if you substitute minus 1 here, so minus 1 whole square, that is nothing but plus 1 minus 2 minus 3. Sorry, plus 1 plus 2 minus 3. So it becomes a 0. Similarly for 3, it becomes a 9 minus 6 minus 3. This is also 0. So indirectly we got both the values are equal. Hence, you can say that f dash of c equal to 0. So basically you will be equating this to 0. So 2c minus 2 is equals to 0, c is equals to 1. So now you will be checking whether this c lies in between minus 1 and 3. So what is in between minus 1 and 3, guys? So you will be having 0, 1, 2, right? Yes. So here we are having 1. Hence, the Rolle's theorem has been proved, guys. In this way, you will be working. So similarly, one more example is also solved here, guys. You can just cross check it. Okay, so again, you did the same process. You did f dash. You solved it. You got 2 points here. Okay, and here it should lie in between minus root 2 to root 2. So basically, both the values will be lying inside only, guys. Okay, yes. So now I hope everyone got a clear idea on this Rolle's theorem. But please make sure that you learn the theorem and an example, guys. It will be more than enough. Okay, yes. So let us move to the next lecture. So in the next lecture we will be discussing about Lagrange's mean value theorem, guys. Okay, yes. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.